Guys, so we're going to be starting a new unit, and this unit is going to be all about theme. And theme should be something that, you've learned in years past. And it's something that kids tend to think that they are really strong at, but it's actually something that is probably one of the most complicated things to look for in a novel when you're reading. And good readers use a lot of different strategies to help them not only find little themes, but find big overarching themes within their stories. So I want to remind you that for this unit, we're going to be reading novels. You're going to get to pick them, and I'm going to show you what all of those are in another video. But for now, what I need you to understand is that theme is what the author is trying to teach you through the characters, through the story, through the setting, through symbolism, through everything within the story. Underneath all of that is this big overarching lesson that readers are supposed to learn. And so I think this picture does a really nice job at kind of showing what theme is. And so theme is hidden, you guys. We are never explicitly told the theme in a story. That's why it can be so difficult, is because we have to sort of determine and come up with a theme based on our understanding of the story and the plot and the characters. And so, excuse me, what you need to know is that strong themes are really difficult to find because they're hidden. And so it's our job as readers to pay close attention to the plot, that means the events of the story, to character development, to conflicts within the story, and anything else within the story, like I said earlier, like symbolism, figurative language, and that type of stuff, in order to determine the lesson. And so, guys, just a reminder, theme should not be easy. If you're going into this thinking, oh, theme is easy, then you're probably not doing it right, or you're not finding strong themes. Themes should be difficult. And so before we even get started on all of the different strategies that we're going to use in order to find theme, I want to tell you a couple of theme mistakes. So these are mistakes that, students, not just you guys, but even high school students, sometimes even college students do, that are not correct when it comes to finding the theme. And so mistake number one is that themes are never one word. You're never going to have a theme that says sacrifice, or a theme that says love, or a theme that says friendship. Those are not themes. Themes are lessons. That means we need to say, what about love, or what about sacrifice, or what about friendship? And so when we are reading our book over the course of this unit, we are never going to identify a theme that is one word, because that's not a theme, that's a topic. And so we are going to be looking at topics within our book to help us determine a theme, but themes are never one word long. Mistake number two is that when you're writing a theme, or you think you've found the theme of your story, it should not be specific to one text, but instead should be universal. So what I mean by that is this. I use the Three Little Pigs as an example because I feel like all of us have heard that story before. And someone might say that a theme to that story is, don't build your house out of straw, because the wolf comes and he blows the pig's house down because it's made of straw and bad materials. This is too specific. Don't build your house out of straw. This cannot be a theme, because this is not a life lesson that could apply to you. Now, if you're trying to be sarcastic, you can argue that and say, well, I kind of do learn that you can't build your house out of straw. But what I mean by universal is that all themes need to be a theme that can connect to multiple stories. And so we would never say, don't build your house out of straw, because it's too specific to this story that it doesn't fit any other story. Themes should be universal so that they can kind of fit many different books, so that you can start to draw comparisons across books. Well, in this case, that is too specific. So instead, we want to think about this idea that it needs to fit many books. And we may say instead, resourcefulness and planning come a long way. We're basically saying the same thing, that you need to be resourceful and you need to plan what your house is like so that it doesn't get destroyed. But we're saying it in a way that is really fitting for many texts. Resourcefulness and planning come a long way. I can actually think of quite a bit of books that theme applies to that I've read in the past that also fits the Three Little Pigs. And so one common theme mistake that we make is that we're getting a little too specific to the one story that we've read, and instead we need to think about making it more universal. All right, mistake number 3. Mistake number 3 is that themes are not a moral, a directive, or an order. So you may be asking, what the heck does that mean? And so what this means is a moral or directive or an order tells us how to behave or what to do. So it might say, don't go into a stranger's house. Okay, that is a directive. That's an order. That's telling us what not to do. Themes are never that. Okay, themes are never things that tell us what to do or what we should not do, because that tends to be a little bit judgmental. We're assuming that everyone should be the same, where in some cases that theme doesn't apply to everyone. Themes should not be judgmental. It should not judge people for what they should or should not do. And so we should never have a theme that says something like, people should make the most of each and every day. That's not a good theme, because it's telling people what they should do. It's telling people to make the most out of each and every day. Yeah, that's a life lesson, but themes are not life lessons that tell us exactly what to do. Instead, they're thought-provoking and they're like a statement of fact. An incorrect theme would also be grateful for what you have. So many of us would say that was a theme for a lot of the stories that we've read in the past. But that's not a theme, because it's telling you to be grateful. That's telling you what to do. Themes don't do that. Themes do not tell you what to do. And last, don't ever take candy from a stranger. That's a really great lesson to learn, but it's not a theme. That's like that's why they say it's like a moral, like a directive, that it's something that's telling you what to do. We don't do that in theme. We never tell someone what they should or should not do. And lastly, themes are not boring little cliches, such as actions speak louder than words, or follow the golden rule, or love hurts. These things that we hear so often kind of in social media and and real life lessons, these are not specific enough. Just like we have that rule that says things are too specific, these aren't specific enough. And these are those go-to themes that we kind of just put down when we can't think of anything else, because they kind of apply to like every story. Themes like these do not show me that you've read or understood the depth, the characters, the plot, anything about your story, because these types of quote unquote themes or lessons kind of fit everything. And so we cannot use themes that are considered cliches or something that is so broad and so general, and we've heard it so many times that it just doesn't fit our story. And so we're going to start this unit by picking a book that you want to read over the course of the unit. And using this book, we're going to practice a number of different strategies to help you with theme. And we're going to avoid making all 4 of these mistakes. And I'm going to teach you how to do a really good job at finding those embedded, strong themes within your story. And so the first thing you need to note is that over the course of this unit, what I've highlighted here in blue is going to be the most important thing that I repeat over the course of the unit. And that is that good readers invest the time in a close reading of their novel. Guys, if you go into reading your book and you're not reading and you're kind of skimming through the chapters and, you read a chapter that you don't understand and you don't go back and make sure that you understand it, it will be impossible for you to find a good and strong theme. That's a fact. It is impossible for you to find a good theme, which is embedded in the story, if you don't even understand the basics of the story, like the plot and the characters and such. So over the course of this unit, we're actually going to have a lot less assignments and a lot more reading. We're really going to get into our stories, making sure that we understand them, because without that understanding, theme is impossible. Okay, so that is how we're going to start when you get to school here on Thursday, Friday. And if you're from Blue Group and you're watching this because you've been absent, we will get you a book ASAP. But ultimately, we're going to get started learning about theme this week, kind of practicing our reading strategies, and next week and the week after, really getting in to the strategies that are going to help you find good themes. All right, guys, reach out to me if you have any questions. Please complete the assignment after this video that asks you some questions about it to make sure that you understand what we're talking about. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye.